Welcome back to another live session, traders. Hope that you had a good break after the previous session, successful session, and then now we are starting another one as for the NY session. Pretty important session here that you can see on gold. That previous session was absolutely, you guys have seen that successful trade which is still running in the direction. Now this is the consecutive trade that we have opened in our live continuously, all of them winner. You guys have seen that this is the best way to trade the market that we are doing here every single day. As beginning with the NY session, would like to open again a few more position in this market. So I'm going to look at here the full analysis. Guys, if you are ready here in this live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also say yes if you ready for any trade setup or the analysis. Thank you for joining the live session. Welcome back to this another live session here. We are looking at for gold, and also we will be looking at Gbpusd. Gbpusd, we have opened a position and also have shared in the group as well. This instrument also coming for deeper breakdown here, and along with gold also we'll be looking at British pound US dollar as well in this market. So let's begin here how we can trade this instrument, starting with first of all gold, and then also we will be looking at British pound US dollar. Now let's look at first of all gold, looking at this market from the lower time frame perspective here. What we can expect in this market here on gold, that we can see this is a long-term bull market. You guys have seen that gold was in a very sharp trend for the long-term picture, and in that uptrend we have seen the price was maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is a typical uptrending market structure here on gold. Now in that uptrend, what we are looking at here in this market, if you guys look at, first of all I'm looking at the bigger picture to see overall direction in this market, and then we will be looking at the smaller picture to see in detail analysis for an entry opportunity as soon as we find it. So beginning with first of all, the first step is always analysis, because analysis will give you a movement, okay, potential movement that is just opposite of paralysis, right? Paralysis happens when we align too many confluences in our analysis. As you guys have seen that all the trade that we take very simple. The previous session was a simple trade, it is still moving in the direction. This session as well, we would like to see the market is doing the same thing here. Now here is the market structure that we can see in this market. This is the monthly price action where there is a previous monthly support, which is an important monthly support here that you can see, and from this support there is a stronger breakout here in this market. So what we are looking at here, as it is bull market, we are looking at that market to be potentially to be bullish, as what is going up is likely to go up. That's the law of trading. So that being said, as this market is highly bullish, we are looking for the bullish market, bullish trade setup here in this market. So from the monthly we can see that it's showing that bullish market structure in this area. Now if we look at the weekly chart, that we can see here from the weekly perspective, that you can see this is the weekly market structure. Starting from here, a stronger weekly impulse to the upside, and with this weekly impulse that you can see in this market, this is the weekly price action where there was a smaller narrow weekly candlestick pattern formation. And as this week, guys, you have seen that we have started yesterday with also a stronger bullish move. That means we may see that for the rest of the week potentially to be bullish. Therefore, any pullback is an opportunity for us to buy the market here in this market. So let's look at now the daily chart to see how the price is doing now. From the daily chart that you can see, here's the daily market. From this here, this is an impulse on the daily followed by this correction, and you can see that there is another impulse on the daily, so which is basically a bullish market structure maintaining series of higher high and higher low. Here is the current daily price action. Today's market open here at this level, and with this daily opening that you can see in this market, from this daily support level, we are expecting the market to retest and then reject back again to the upside here in this market. So that being said, what we are looking at here, this is the daily support level. The market potentially anytime coming to the daily support is a great opportunity for us to go long here in this market. So we see that from the multi-time frame analysis, it's a bull market, and also the market is approaching always a new high, a new all-time high, so which is also a higher probability this market potentially to continue to rise back to the upside here in this market. So that being said, if we look at now, let's see here on the intraday perspective from the 4-hour chart. Now, previous session we saw that a pretty narrow doji formation, and that doji, if you guys look at it, you can see that this is the 4-hour doji, and this session, as previous session, formed this long wick doji, which is a rejection of this lower price. Now this week the market possibly to coming here to this support level, and with this support that you can see that the market now possibly to crack that low, break that low here, and then to reject back again to the upside here in this market. So that's where we are looking at here in this market, for the price to possibly to test that support and then revert back again to the upside here in this market. So here is the 1-hour chart. Now, as the market is bullish, if you guys look at it, you can see that it is, in fact, this is the session's low and it's a bull market. So the current entry that we will be looking at for the current session is at 364647 level, which is a very important key level here at the moment. And from the 1 hour, we see already it's starting to break to the upside here as a bull market. So I would adjust the level for this 1 hour candlestick pattern, and looking at from the lower time frame, if you look at here, you can see there was a break and the market immediately bounced back to the upside here in this market. So I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. Now this is the current support level on the 5 minutes that are expecting it to break and then potentially to retest again to the upside to create a new higher high. So if we look at the possible buy limit that we will be placing in this area, in this market, with as 25 pip 1 ATR, we will be placing around 40 pip to 41 pip stop loss for this possible upside here. At the same time, we know that there is news coming up, so we will not be if you guys look at it, you can see this is where news coming up in just, I think, matter of 10 minutes. Okay, so today no news, tomorrow coming up, so we can look for possible entry in this area. Now I'm going to place a buy limit here. If you guys have any question, we'll be also discussing in depth the education behind each trade, and expecting to go back here to this resistance line. This is the second consecutive trade that we have opened the previous one, and also I'm going to discuss in depth the education for the previous trade as well. So we are looking at, if you look at the 1 hour, we can see it's a support level, and we will keep this trade valid until the end of this 1 hour candle close here. So it's a buy limit. So looking at buy limit on gold here. So around 40 to 41 pip stop loss. So place the buy limit here on gold, and we here, as this is currently in a bullish market structure, we are looking for in this market for the price to potentially to come back here to retest and then to return again back to the upside here to create a new higher high in this market. Here is what we are looking at in this market from the support level. As you can see, the market has made its initial bounce, expecting it to possibly to drop back to that 1 hour support, which is an important price action, as you can see. And with that drop, once the market managed to drop that low, what I think that there is a possibility for another rejection back to the upside here. Now our entry placed at this level, the market even may potentially bounce back from here without triggering. If it happens, then I think we might get a trigger, expecting that one more rejection to this support level, that the market, you can see that it's showing that downtrend locally. And of course there must be risk management in place. Guys, keep in mind that this is the key here to be profitable as a trader. You must be doing the risk management. Yes, thank you very much. Welcome watching from Zambia. Welcome. What's the strategy? Yeah, we'll be discussing about the education behind the trade. For each trade, what we are using, what is the strategy, and how you can learn that strategy. This is the main goal here, guys, is that we are using a strategy that that has, if you look at, we can see that this is where it's a support level. And in that support, what we are looking at in this market, that the price to possibly to retest and then reject back again. Now the strategy will be explained later. That's the main goal here. We want to make sure that, guys, you learn the rules of the strategy and also get the right education before you look for any further entries. So here is the lower time frame. You can see it's a straight drop back to the support. We might get a trigger very soon. So approaching our entry. Come on. Got a trigger. For 1 peep or less than 1 peep. It's almost there. Oh, I didn't trigger. Wanna see that breaking below further? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Didn't get triggered. Anyone got triggered? Should have got triggered here. Come on. Just for 1 peep. So if we look at the 30 minutes that we can see here on the 30 minutes, this is pretty long doji, and we see there is a 15 minutes candle also. Looking at that rejection here. Somehow I didn't get triggered, so, but I think we got triggered now. No, it's not going to it. Okay, the trade is active now. So at this level, so my entry price, I think everyone's same, 3648.02. The stop loss price here 3643. For 3.94. Got it, got it, got it. It's bounced back to the upside here. Let's catch that here. We have 14 peep up. We'll have few more positions just started. Here's where you can see the market in this area, guys, with this double bottom trying to push back to the upside here, expecting it to return again to the direction. Here is double bottom, and expecting it to go back at least to 56 pip. Though you see there is a head and shoulder, and I would like to move my TP little lower here for certain TP hit. 3653.31 we might be taking little earlier, because which is in fact pretty good move if the market goes there. 3653.31, because this is an important level. Okay guys, so here is the market consolidated and expecting that there should have a possible bounce. We are on the trade, and the market has tested this 1 hour support, which is, if you look at here, you can see it's a very important support level. Expecting a potential bounce back to the upside here, and that's where you want to take the profit if the market push back here. My TP that I moved in this trade, TP to 3653.31. You see there's the break of structure, and we are running a little profit here, expecting a push back here in this market. There is the move, expecting the price to bounce back here to that key level of resistance, where what we see the price is pushing back here. As if you guys look at it, you can see this is a sharp break to the upside with one single move that you can see where the market is heading here. As we see a few pip up, and would like to see the market is trending here with one single bounce back to the upside here in this market. And if you guys enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. Okay, so we are looking at an upside bias. Pushing up here, and we are running, guys, we are running 16 pip up. Would like to see, this is the consecutive, the 8th trade in a row. Let's catch this one, but anything can happen. It still could grab liquidity from the support, but if it is going back up here to the halfway, that's gonna be 9 trade in a row this week and past week, and also week before we had also in a row win. So that's adding up to our win rate now over 95%. Let's catch it that here, and here is what we are looking at this market, the liquidity gap to from this support. Now getting some kind of resistance from the seller, that means pressure from the seller, and this is structure that we can see here, getting some really pressure from the seller. Let's wait to see if the price is having that rejection back again for deeper liquidity gap here. This is the 15-minute chart again. So from the 1 hour, we can see the market has broken back below, and it's pretty sharp break. If you look at the 4 hour, we can see the session's low is broken, and we're expecting the market to revert again to the upside here. So there's unusual breakdown here. Now from this support, let's expecting it to break above here, and it might just grab the liquidity. In case you're getting the straight stop loss, we might be able to re-enter again. You might get that one, guys, out, still running in. There is a okay, we are out with this. We will be opening recovery trade. This is a very unusual drop here, completely broken back below, and it's coming to this support. There might be a deeper drop here, and we'll be re-entering again. So we got here 42 pip minus, so we'll be looking for further entry. If you look at here, you can see this is a 1 hour bearish move, and the price might come back here to this intraday support level, where, so if we look at here, you can see this is a lower time frame rejection here in this market. So Now the price action that we are looking at from the 1 hour chart, it's getting rejection again just after taking us out of the trade. In fact, stop loss was very narrow, 43.94, and we are looking at here, we could be able to place little bigger stop loss, just getting the rejection now. Interesting. Now here is the lower time frame price action from this high here, that you can see the market has made it break below to this support, and that is where looking at the market to possibly come back here to retest and then reject back again. So we will be looking for the market to rearrange the structure and then looking for next entry. Currency number. Okay, so here in this area, if we look at the 4 hour, you can see this is a 4 hour support where I'm deleting those lines for new arrangement of the market structure. Now you can see that after the 4 hour closed here with this doji, that's where there is a bearish candlestick pattern, and here is a support, and also there is another support here, and with this support the market here, we can see the price possibly to retest and then reject back again. We might see the market to retest and then to reject back again to the upside here in this market. So we see that there is also liquidity gap, long wick, and then doji formation here in this market. Now here's the catch, guys. We are looking for now the lowest point to be tested here, 3636, as the 4 hour price action started to fill that long wick. We might see that the market to break that previous session's low possibility, and we can look for possible another entry here from this zone. Most likely you'll see the price to break that low here, and that's where with an upside bias here that you can see a narrower green candle, expecting this market to break this direction here to this support level, and with that breakdown here to this support, we are looking for an entry from this zone here. We will be placing another buy stop from this level. Guys, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream. I see the likes and view are quite disproportional. It will be helpful if you guys like this stream, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. Awesome. That's where you can see the price basically with this green candle. It's broken back below, and as there is a break, this is the previous, you look at here, you can see this is the previous breakup structure, the swing low, and as this market started to drop again, chances that we could see the price to break that low here, and that's where the next entry is going to come here in this zone for a possible upside bias here in this market. So there is a doji from the 1 hour. The price has bounced back to that level again, which was complete break here. And if you look at the 4 hour, we can see the price possibly to retest again to the upside. That's what you're looking at here in this market. You can see the market is coming back here to this support level, and with that support retest, expecting the price to possibly reject back again to the upside here to create a new higher high in this market. With a double bottom here, we see there is the market trying to push back up again. As you can see, if you guys look at it, this is a doji on the 1 hour. It's closing nearly there, and the market ultimately, what I think, potentially to break that low here, because this 1 hour closing as a liquidity grab here. We see there is a liquidity grab at the top, and that liquidity grab what has given it form a 1 hour doji, and that's where you can see the market possibly coming back here to this support level with that liquidity grab, expecting to come back to that support, and from this support to possibly return back again to the upside here. With a pretty narrow bearish doji here from the 1 hour, and potentially to retest that level. This trend line is broken here to the upside, and with a 1 hour bullish doji, Now what we have looked at here, guys, this is from this support level, bounce back to the upside with from this resistance. We have seen that break below. Now what we could see, what I think the price to potentially continue to trend back to this, the intraday support, which is a very important level for the 4-hour time frame, and we still have 1 more hour to go for this candle to close. This is the current session's low as well. You're looking at in this market, guys, what we are looking at from the 4-hour perspective, from this support level, there is a rejection to the upside from a long wick doji, and with this doji from the 1-hour perspective, that the market possibly to break that low and then to potentially retest again. There is a multiple doji formation here in this area that we can see. There is another doji back-to-back 2 narrower candle showing that the market, if you look at here, you can see expecting that the pullback to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. With multiple liquidity grab in that area, the market slowly, if you guys look at, you can see from here, may try to bounce back from the 1 hour, from a narrower doji here, and as there is a liquidity grab here on the 1 hour, the possibility for the price to retest again the low is higher. And until you see the market has formed the structure, we see that this is where the long wick candle, And in that long wick doji that we are looking at, with this long wick doji, expecting the price to break that low here to this support level where there is a liquidity. Now as this long wick doji has liquidity gap on both direction, we may see the price to turn back down here in that area where there is 20 EMA. The market, in fact, from that zone is pushing back again. Now, from this resistance line that we can see, it's again pushing down for a pullback. So always you will be looking for the support level for an entry. If you look at, you can see it's a key level of resistance where the trend line maintaining this series of lower high in this area, and with this series of lower high formation, expecting the market to potentially trend melt back down, break that low, or even crossing back below further to this support level here where there is a high area of value. And that being said, here what we are looking at in this market for the price to potentially drop down here, and where the support level is key, this is the 4-hour level that you can see. If you look at the 4-hour previous session's low is here, and the current session's low 3643. So would like to see that this level again has broken back below. That's where we can look for again another entry. We will be looking for the next entry very soon. Would like to see the market manage to break that low, and then we can look for that entry opportunity. The key here, guys, is that patience, right? We need to wait for the market to show up with position, and this is also a very important aspect of the part of trading psychology. Whenever you're trading, keep in mind that staying with the setup, staying with the discipline is the key, right? So you need to make sure that you are staying with the discipline and staying with the key to make sure that you are learning and also you are growing, maintaining that the trade comes not very often, right? And when it comes, you will be taking either winner or loser, but always staying with the strategy and setup and the discipline. Here's a potential drop here, waiting for a break of support again. Our next buy zone is below this support level here. Let's really develop this line here to see potential entry opportunity. Here is the support that you can see, which is nearest level of support level here in that area. And this is also another important support that you can see. These two sessions low are crucial levels that we are looking at a possible entry in this market. So crossing that low, especially 3643, is an important zone that you can look for potential entry. Okay, so here what we are looking at, the market eventually breaking that resistance line from this level that you can see. And with this break of this resistance, the market may potentially continue to trend back to the upside here to create a new higher high. And with this, where you can also see an inverted head and shoulder, that possibly to break that continuation pattern here to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. Expecting the market to come back here to this, retest this resistance as support, and then to revert again back to the upside. And it reached a very important key level here, and we can see that rejection back from that zone. The market is pushing back here again to fill that long wick, and we might see that possibly another impulse to the upside from here, or the price to again come back to this intraday support. From the 4-hour, we can see that it is potentially testing that high here. So this is the current level of resistance in that area that you are looking at. And in that level that we are looking at, we can see the market is maintaining that series of high and low with a dodgy drop to that bounce back here. We may see the market coming back here in that level, and here is the price is possibly coming back below here in that direction to potentially create a new lower low in this market. We are looking at this market here. It's in an uptrend, but as we are a trend trader, we like to see that has broken that support again. So this is the 1-hour price action. We had only few peep that the market has come to hit us. We could literally put it back here, but as started to bounce here again, looking at the market to potentially to come back here again for another retest. And as the market is maintain an upside here, would like to see a retest of this order block, though we see that it's currently showing comparatively stronger bull market. But as we always trade from the breakup structure, we are waiting for this level now. This is the new level that we can look for possible entry upon breakup structure. So this is a BUS level that we can look for potential entry. And as with the progression of the session, expecting this level to be tested. Are you guys ready for potential next setup? And then we can look into that as soon as we see the market has shown that pattern. Welcome back to this live session. Gold for sell. No, we are not selling. It's like the music is now. I'm still long. Yes. Anyone is still holding the trade that we have open? Anyone here who is holding the trade? Gbpusd TP at 1.3602 level. All right, so you can see some if you look at here, you can see with this resistance the market is overextended. I think the possibility for a break of structure is still higher here, and whenever it will break from the structure, that's where you want to trade this market. The market trend is maintaining a very sharp uptrend. This is the nearest level they're looking for a breakout structure, which is from the higher time frame liquidity zone. That's the order block of this move. And even here, where is the market going now? Is market manipulation or trend shifting? We are looking, the market is in the major direction. So we saw this drop, that is where the manipulation, basically it's a liquidity grab. And in this zone here that we saw the market cross that low from this key level and got the rejection back to the upside here. Could have little wider stop loss here. Market has made its move back in that area from that zone, in fact. And this is the 1 hour support, which is pretty sharp bullish. And in that zone here, it has a sharp breakout. The previous session's trade is still, we see the market is moving in that direction. The one that we have opened in the previous session is still maintaining that same directional bias. breaking entirely to the upside, and that's a very sharp breakout. And 4-hour candlestick pattern, we can see that after cross of this high, after this doji, the market is maintaining a sharp uptrending market structure. And I think now we see a potential new level for buying is the current session's low. If the price to potentially come back for another retest is the level that we can look for possible buying opportunity here in this market. So gold completely broken out of this resistance line here on gold, and that is where, as the market is now in that movement, is breaking out from that level. We could potentially see that continuation now breaking below now to this support level from the 1 hour. If we look at the 10 and 20 MA, is still maintaining that same separated from each other, which is now from the 1 hour breaking out of that resistance line, where the market now has completely separated to the upside. In that area, what we are looking at, a deeper pullback for potential entry. Now this is also a possible new uptrending momentum that has started. Long position 3648. Okay, anyone closing at all-time high? New idea? Yep. Any other trade? Yeah, we are looking at. Yep. So basically, if you guys look at, you can see this is where it has started a new impulse after this consolidation, quite a few sessions, which is a narrower pullback with here bigger 1 hour candle, which is stronger liquidity grab. And then the market is maintaining that uptrending market structure here. And with this uptrending market structure formation on Xauusd, currently you can see it's created a new higher high. This is the first thing that we can see, that it has created a new higher high. Now with that new higher high, what we look for here, a deeper pullback to that. Now the market has made its move, except the fact that here it has broken out of the resistance. Would like to see that pull back to this previous resistance here, turning support, and then to enter again for another bounce in that area. Now it's a very sharply uptrend here. We are, if you look at the 15 minutes, you can see it's already now created a new level here. And I think that if you look at the 1 minute from the lower time frame, breaking below this support is can be an important zone that you can look for entry with one single move if it drops down to that level. We are looking at here a complete breakup structure with a single uptrending move. We have 20 minutes for this candle to close on the 4-hour chart, and we'll be waiting for a possible candle close. And with that candle close, we might be able to see the market coming here for another retest and then reject back again in the major direction. This is what we're looking at here on the lower time frame for an entry. On the 1 minute chart, expecting to break from the structure here. If you guys look at it, you can see this is the 15 minutes price action here, which is a complete break to the upside, where the market is showing up that from the lower time frame, once the price managed to break that low here, from this support we can look for an entry, as for our candle already broken above. 1 hour also showing that upside. we're looking to see here. As it has already broken to the upside, our goal here is to wait for the market to come back again to the intraday support. Whenever there is a new level is created, we have to wait for the previous low that the market has broken in the first place. So if you look at here, you can see this is a where there is an inverted head and shoulder and complete break, where the resistance now, as it is directly impulse, we can expect again coming back to that support. So the new level is here, that looking for possible break, and then we can re-enter as soon as we see that price showing up. Okay, so without pullback, we're not gonna enter without pullback, because if you enter without pullback, the market just started to move directly from that level. We had the previous session, the trade that we have opened. Now at the moment it's coming, and the possibility here the market to drop here is high, and that's where the entry, because if you look at the 1 hour price action, you can see that this is a 1 hour bullish impulse, and it's a new potentially impulse, and the price to come back to the neckline before we look to see that the next one has created. And this is one of the hardest thing in trading, guys, that is to be patient. And you guys see that we had quite a few trades in a row, but the high probability trade comes after a breakout and then pullback, because that's where the test is as a trader, is to wait for the right trade to come to you. What if it doesn't come back? Okay, if it doesn't come back, then we can look for the new zone that we are looking at. This is the 4 hour price action, right? So the candle closing in 15 minutes, and then it has to break from the structure. It has to come back again to certain level. You see that the current trade that the market we looked at from that zone, it bounced from that level, in fact. And now it's if you look at the 15 minutes, what do you see? One single bounce, right? And it's a complete break from this structure. Without pullback, it's not a very good area to enter at the moment. So we'll be waiting for that pullback. That's only the thing that you can do. And with that pullback, if you look at the resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, which is turning support, and that's where the high probability trade coming in play. Now here is a pretty long wick also, you guys can see here. So The next buy level that you can look at is this zone, which is the neckline, and there's no area yet here to enter. We are looking this level here. This is where once the market drop, we need also to see the rejection from that level to the upside here. Okay, so once we see the rejection, that is where the high probability trade comes in play in this market. And okay, current 3658. At the moment, 3658 is an important area for this structure from the 1 minute. So here is double bottom, and then the market again created a new higher high. So this is the 15-minute support, the current level of support that we are looking for potential entry. And that's where the support were possibly to enter once the market managed to break that low. If you look at the 15 minutes here, you can see this is where also the 10 EMA from the 15 minutes perspective and the lower time frame. Now we also open Gbpusd, which is running in profit, and I think Gbpusd may potentially continue to move back up as it has tested this intraday support. British pound US dollar, we keep holding it, expecting it to bounce again to the direction of the trend. Gold candle close coming in 10 minutes, the 4 hour. We look at the 4 hour candle on gold, and with this 4 hour candle close, so you can see that after this doji, the market again broken above, and which is a sign that we may see trend continuation. This is the current resistance line on the 4 hour, which is broken above. That if you look at, completely broken above, and we might see now a pullback to that resistance as a support, and also the same level is aligning now with this 15 minutes 10 and 20 EMS. So this is the level that next, until end of the NY session, we will be looking for entry. Now if the market's coming here in this session, we are on a trade, guys. If you are following here, then just to give you a heads up, so this is the current level 3658. 3658 is a key level of resistance, also turning support here, 3658, and that's what I'm looking at for an entry in this session. This is the level that we will be looking at until the next 4 hour candle close, and I believe that it's very highly likely the market will come back here. If it doesn't come, then we look for the next level for another entry. And that being said, guys, we have almost nearly to the end of this session. We had a previous session, a winning trade. This session we had only 1 pip missed, but looking for next session, next candle, for few more trading opportunity that can help us to again create high probability trade setup. And again, guys, thanks for joining here. Tomorrow I will be coming on live again twice, and I believe you are enjoying here, learning and growing as a trader. As you guys have seen that there's a lot of content that being shared with all of you, so that you can learn and grow as a trader. And that being said, thank you for joining, and I'll see you again very soon with another live session. Until that, stay well, stay happy.